Okay, so where we left off the last time, we had just fought the Mournful, of whom both Valkithra and Caspian have recognized this in their past. Caspian recognized it just before, or in his training leading up to coming here, and Valkithra recognized it just through her travels. I believe the last thing that anybody did was that Caspian had touched the ashes that the Mournful had turned into, or dissipated into, and was just kind of like playing in it in some kind of weird, like, Fey sandbox. There was no reaction or anything that had happened afterwards, other than a little bit of blackness on his, like a little bit of soot on his fingertips.
Tight. Do I just get up?
Give me just 1 second.
Okay. And what did you send me through?
Okay.
How did you send? Oh, you sent it to me through this. I remember now. Wait, did you send? Yeah, you did. Okay.
Okay, and then just forewarning too, the blessing for everybody has worn off. Nat, you should check your Discord messages.
I see it.
Okay, and then so we are back here. The woman's still upstairs crying. The little girl just came out from underneath the steps, took off upstairs. Ismark came down to check in on everybody. If I remember right, Thand and Valkithra were both got the shit kicked out of them, for lack of a better term. And I think everybody else was relatively healthy.
Yeah, Trevok is
okay, and
it's like half health.
Okay, and we start. And with that, Ismark looks in, and he says to everybody, he's like, "Oh yes, good job. He's dead." And with that, he just kind of comes over and just kind of looks at it for a second and studies the Mournful's ashes just a little bit more. What does everybody else do?
Caspian kind of shifts some of the sand off to the side and heads off to the side and kind of contemplates life for a little bit.
Okay. Okay, as you guys are kind of standing downstairs, you hear the light pitter-patter of footsteps kind of making their way across the upstairs.
Right.
I was gonna ask, so the little girl you said is upstairs? She had like run upstairs?
Yeah, she just took off upstairs.
Okay. Yeah, I'm heading upstairs as well.
So it's a good.
I'm trying to find myself.
Yeah, I think Trevok came up
Oh yeah,
here.
we are up here. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Do we head her off?
Maybe sort of, kind of.
And so with the hearing the pitter-patter of footsteps, Ismark kind of looks up and he goes upstairs as well.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember why I came upstairs. I just know I'm up here.
Yeah, so the woman's still in here crying.
Oh, there was that woman. Oh, the lass. Like, that lass, the one that was all shaken up, and getting eaten by the spirit.
She's getting deep sucked.
So Ismark runs. He just kind of keeps walking. He's like, Mary. So he just kind of stops, like he stammers and catches himself from saying Mad Mary and just says Mary instead. the little girl. You have to ignore the sword. I don't know why the hell. Let me find a token. It's a shit token.
What sword?
That's a
I don't
dude.
They look the same.
I don't see a sword.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fuck it. Fuck it. It's good enough. We're rolling with boyos.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So she immediately runs in and throws her arms around her mom, who, for the first time since you guys have, I guess, been in witness of this woman, that something other than her like relentlessly crying happens, and you hear her like sniffle really heavily, and then those of you in the room can kind of see her like kind of wipe her eyes, and then she lets go of a doll that she's holding with one hand and wraps it around the little girl's neck. And that doll is purple
Yeah.
from head to toe.
Purple.
And it has...
Like, or elastic. Where'd you get that doll from? Like, I seem like I remember.
So-
Did someone give her the doll?
So Ismark just kind of looks down over at Trevok, and he just kind of whispers, like, Izablinski.
It's a
And
what?
then like just kind of leaves it at that. Izablinski, a toy maker in Valakai.
Oh, what?
And so with that, the woman and the daughter start to hug, and Ismark just kind of like steps out to kind of address everybody. And he says, who the fuck is this? Why is this lady standing here? Give me a second.
Who the fuck is this?
We had some duplication of we had some duplication of tokens.
Okay.
He's just kind of looks at Trevok, and then he looks to Thand and Caspian and just kind of waves them over, so to speak.
Like a
Thand will
commander
approach.
wave over?
I'll approach. Stand at
Yeah, just like for everybody back in the thing, he's just gonna kind of
shit right here. Don't fucking move.
yeah, it's a dick in this map.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to lock it on this level and on the first one. Anyways,
Yeah,
so
some old bullshit.
he was saying, he kind of looks across all these. It seems as if Mary has awoken. The doll. And he just kind of points to Trevok, like not so much like accusatorily, like pushing him in the chest, but just kind of like him right here, like tapping on him.
Yeah.
The doll is a Blinsky, famous toy maker in Valakai. Lots of people have Blinsky dolls. He has knew the word is phrase say cause attention. You say and people know.
Famous.
Blinsky is famous. People recognize Blinsky by line. He say, "Is new fun, is new Blinsky." He's very good doll maker. Some of them weird. This one is weird. Come, I'll show you. But don't point out to Mary. She crazy. And then with that, he kind of just like sucks it in, and then just kind of goes back across. And so the woman kind of recognizes everyone entering the room. She kind of turns and offers a smile, and then she goes back to Ismark with sort of an eye of concern. And it's, even though she had just kind of awoken from whatever trance she was in, it was obvious that whatever issue she was having the other day is still afoot. There's still something other than this that's troubling her. And she's somewhat hysterical still, and she's kind of rocking back and forth as she thinks more and more of it, with a little girl, her arms are wrapped around her neck, and she's, the devil took her. The devil took my Gertruda. Ismark just kind of looks at her for a second. He's like, he took her. She's like, da. The devil took my daughter. The devil took my Gertruda. And with that, Ismark just kind of looks over everyone with like a grim face. Like it's almost hopeless. And he looks back to her and he's like, how do you know? What do you mean? And she says, Gertrude never leave. Never leave home. Gertrude never go. Gertrude like here. She like this house. The devil took her. He came at night and take her away. I know it. I know that's what's happened. Ismark just kind of not necessarily brushing it off, but is he's kind of not really buying the story. And he's just like, are you sure? You dream this isn't something from the beast below? And with that, her eyes kind of widen and her face gets real flushed. And she's in her eyebrows, her forehead, everything kind of hardens. Like her expression immediately turns to anger. And she, no dream. The devil come to my house. Take my daughter. I'd go to anyone else if I trust them. I trust no one, Ismark, but you. The devil took my daughter. Just as the tension kind of rises in the room, all of a sudden, you guys are overwhelmed with this really just outlandish smell. The overwhelming perfume of savory meat gravy fills your nostrils. You can sift through the smell and taste a buttery and flaky crust. The supple, sweet accents of carrots, peas, and potatoes lazily cast themselves to your mind as a strong desire. The afternoon is growing late, and the rumbling of your stomach serves as an unsubtle reminder of the time passed since your last meal. In that moment, you are fulfilled with the wonderment of a hot meal, and you are all too forgetful that your recent fight and wounds of which you have earned. And then you can see, I don't think I have a token for it. We're kind of sitting here on her bedside right here is a pie in a dish. It's not had anything eaten out of it, but you could tell by its scent. Basically, this thing is like heaped full of steak and gravy and carrots and potatoes and peas and celery and just all kinds of good hearty shit. And for the first time since because you guys have been in this room a lot, this is the first time that you really, one, took any notice of it, and two, that it's really permeated to you in this manner. Like it's almost like the desire to jump across the bed, shove this woman to the floor, and eat this thing is almost ungodly.
So that's what Trevok is starting to do. He's like creeping up onto the bed, and he's like, he's like crawling across the dirt,
Right.
like following his nose, like, what is that? What's that smell?
All right, I need you to give me a strength roll.
Strength roll. Roll some strength.
Gotta roll some strength.
Not so great. This is my strong hand.
What'd you roll? Give me a second.
Rolled a 9.
Okay.
We have that fucking joke.
As you go to as you go to get up on the bed,
Yeah.
Ismark just kind of grabs you by the shoulder, and not really with any force or any resistance from you. He just kind of grabs you by the shoulder and pulls you back. And like you kind of notice as you go to come back, like the smell is a little less overwhelming, like as you kind of shook free from it all.
I think Valkithra would help in that a little bit, like almost as a reactionary. What the fuck are you doing climbing on her bed? Like get off, but not really realizing about like the pie being over there since I was on the far side of it.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, Trevok was clearly focused.
Does anybody else have the desire to go for the pie?
Than would like to turn to Mary. Oh, can I eat that pie? It smells mighty good.
She just kind of looks back at you in disgust. Like, no, is my pie.
No pie. No pie for you.
Not even like a slice though. It smells really good.
No. You may buy your own from Morganta.
Well, all right. Well, all right. At least told me where you got it. Thank you.
You will see an old woman with a cart, and she will sell them to you at her cost.
What? You said her name was again? I apologize.
Morganta. And with that, Ismark kind of pipes up and he just says, Morganta peddles these pies. And though the smell is alluring, I find that those who eat them will do anything in their path to get more. They are that good.
It sounds like some pretty good pies.
They are bewitching pies.
I mean, say what you will, but that sounds like a good pie.
Kind of
Then
turns to Than.
Are they rhubarb, Ian?
You cannot eat that pie.
No.
Then see him kind of keep sniffing at the pie, brother.
You will not be eating
Brother.
the lady's pies. Listen,
I'm not saying hers, brother, but like maybe we get our own and share it. You know, split right down the middle, cut it in half. And that
Well,
smells
lads,
pretty
if we
good.
don't eat the lady's pie, then whose pie do we eat?
Yeah, Helion pats his pockets. With what coin, brother?
That's a good point.
Trevok.
She, at that statement, she just kind of leans over to the desk right here, the nightstand, and she pulls out 25 gold pieces and just hands it like the sack of it to you guys. It's like, here, bring my goods through the back, and we shall be even.
All right, now it's Dan's turn to pat his pockets and kind of look down and just see, hold up his shield and be like, yeah.
That's 5 each.
Maybe though.
Mm-hmm.
What's everyone thinking?
I do not mind if it is community funds, if somebody wants to be the keeper.
I do not.
Ian,
I think we shouldn't give any to Valkithra. Yeah, what's up, Nat? What's going on?
Can I get a general vibe check on these pie? Do I get any arcane sense from it whatsoever?
Oh, yeah. You have arcane sense?
I have it
Right?
trained.
Is that an elf thing?
I have Arcana trained, if that's what you're asking. But
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then give me an Arcana check.
yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure. Okay, yeah. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Let me,
Whisper it to me. Sweet nothings in my ear.
You can't run from the Lord and Savior.
Oh. Did something happen? Uh-oh. Okay. Everything is fine.
I will just say though, in the pause, her bed does look extremely comfortable. You know what I'm saying, like that.
It's a good sleeping space.
She got that. That's a good quilt right there. Got the cross stitches.
Solid quilt. The only thing that could ruin it, though, and I hate to do this, pretty sure that pillow is probably stuffed with straw. I hate to do it, boys, but I just got.
Yeah. Damn, they smell like terrible.
Ah, God.
And then
Fine.
that was all we heard was Nat's helpless cry.
Pie! All you hear from the behind you is just Caspian around the corner, fucking creepily staring at the pie, like, yes, one day, one day, mon ami.
So Ismark and Mary kind of start talking amongst one another, and he asks her when he thinks that Strahd took Gertruda, and she just looks back to him and she says, I do not know how long I was within the grips of whatever that was. And she just kind of looks down at Willa and very weakly, almost like reminiscing the whole time spent. Willa just holds up three fingers. And Ismark looks across to all of you and he says, did you hear cry, sobbing, when you arrived, foreigner?
Who are you speaking to? Sorry.
He's kind of just looking to all of you guys. That's what he was asking if you had heard her crying when you arrived. But he, like everyone else, still refers to you as foreigner.
Got you. Okay.
Most definitely.
We.
That she was crying?
Yeah, she was crying. Yes.
I'm muted.
I looked over and I was like,
We
he's
all heard the
muted.
wails.
Yeah, Trevok looks over at him and he's like, lad, do you not remember you're the one that we heard the shrieking on the way to your house? You were the one that told us to come back and check on her.
Oh, yes.
We heard her
Yesterday, the passing of my father has left me with some grief.
So, yeah.
Days have
Pat. It's
the
all right.
days have ran together. Right?
So Trevok.
So 3 days,
was
you
also
say?
asking about the coin, like holding out his hand.
Oh yeah, from everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, where's my coin?
it's up to everybody to
We're doing-
distribute.
Guys, we gotta get her daughter back, like found her somewhere if we take this.
This is a bit contractually binding, accepting the coin.
That's kind of a lot more money than we have right now.
It is also much more money than we have right now.
Oh, actually,
This is-
go ahead, sorry.
Firm distinction there.
It is a step forward. All we can do is actually create some kind of living here until I don't know, whenever you find whatever it is that you all are seeking.
Elion
Can-
passes around 5 gold to every party member that accepts.
I'm taking
shit.
one up.
I'm taking it.
Say if you don't, then
Yep.
I will
We keeping.
redistribute.
Yeah, he's just keeping 10.
Pocket.
All right, so everybody's got 5 GP then.
Oh, I was gonna ask, can Than turn to Bismarck and be ask him? Do you think if we gave you this gold and you asked that fellow who runs the store to acquire certain items, do you think you might be able to get them?
He may, though he may suspect that I have given you the coin.
Oh no! It's been a while, man. I think you're good. I think it's okay.
It's been like
A
a
quiet?
few hours, brother.
They'll
An
never
eternity
respect
since
it.
we last ate.
Yeah, we were just there. We come into the back window. We fight the beast, the demon, the shadow, and we are here. What do you mean what? It's been hour, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even think it's been 4 hours. Every
All right.
turn is 6 seconds.
So maybe we hold up, but maybe later though. Like, what do you think about like tomorrow, next day?
We shall see.
Okay.
I will visit Bildrath again without you, and perhaps I can talk him down.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that.
We will get
Especially if he sees that foreigner help the village.
All right.
And with that, Mary kind of pipes up, and she says, "Da, I will join you. I will speak on their behalf. It is often that foreigner come through, though no foreigner have ever helped me or my family."
Elion very smugly goes,
Why, helm blessed thee. Thank you.
She just kind of looks around for a second, like, what the fuck? And then just kind of nods out of courteousness. Just like, da. And she turns back to Ismark and then kind of looks at all of you. She kind of turns around and kind of sits on the bed a little bit. And she says, Da, 3 nights ago, perhaps 3, the march aside, come, I hear, and with that, Ismark, without really saying a word, just kind of slowly starts nodding. Oh yeah, okay. And Mary says, I hear footstep. Come upstairs, down hallway, and through the room. I feel scared. Being quiet, and I see the tall figure of a man guiding her away. The frightening part, she follow, she go. But I know my Gertrude would not leave, would not go. So the devil is in her mind. He take her to the castle. I want my Gertrude back.
To the castle. How do you know it's the castle? If you watch
Ah.
Gertrude leave, they headed
Where
towards
else
the castle
would
or somewhere else?
the devil take her? I do not know.
The devil dwells.
I wouldn't dare look out window as the dead shambles the streets.
Well, I don't know about you, my friends, but it's not a lot to go off of. Oh shit, I'm Russian now. Fuck. So hard. It's not a lot.
Yeah, give it a couple months, man. French, Russian.
Shut up. It's not funny. But we can take a look around. I don't see the harm.
I agree. We should investigate further.
It's not like we have anything else.
She is in the castle. Perhaps you might go with Ismark and visit castle. Huh? Yes?
Da.
And with that, Ismark kind of looks over everybody in the party for a second, and he just looks back at her, and he's like, people go in time. If we rush and we hurry, his spies may be ready for us. If we wait, he no suspect, and we get surprise. We find Gertrude, bring home, a sneak. Mary just kind of slowly nods, but the whole, I guess, explanation from Ismark feels kind of forced. Like he doesn't really want to tell her what it is that you guys have planned. So he's just trying to come up with something to keep her occupied so she's not banging on his fucking door tomorrow, wondering where the hell her daughter is. And so with that, he just kind of looks at her and he looks at you guys and he says, is there more you need to know?
Oh, you know, you haven't seen any letters, have you?
Any letters? She says, kind of looking over at him. Like, what letters? Like notes?
Yeah, like can Gertrude like read and write? I assume.
No. Gertrude is pretty girl. She writes some. She reads some. Though no. She only learned as girl. I teach her. I write her letter. I do not know if she continue to write. No, new letter.
Alright.
With that, that's she ain't got to step back, lean against the wall.
Okay. Ismark kind of looks over at Than and then kind of shoots a glance to Valkithra, like, what do you think?
I mean, if you're smart enough and look pretty enough, maybe you get away with things. I don't know.
He kind of gives you a slight, like, side nod. Like a, I don't have my camera on for you guys to see. For whatever reason, when OBS is on it, it kind of fucks it up. But without any kind of grand gesture, just kind of gives you like a, maybe you should go look kind of a thing. Go check it out while we got her in here. It's kind of the vibe that you got from it anyways.
I'll return to the nod and I'll go investigate it.
Okay. Mary is fucking clueless. You're old super loud. I don't even need to see your
You said
like
that's in
stealth or anything.
right?
Yeah, right behind you. Just kind of go in there, like, tell me whatever it is that you're searching for, or searching through, and then we'll go from there.
I guess for the most part, I'll just start top to bottom. We'll just go through this little
Okay.
side bed thingy. If it's got some drawers or anything like that, we'll start. I'll
Okay, go ahead and give me
but I'll be pretty careful with everything, just looking and flipping through it.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth roll. Okay. Yeah, so you open it up. You manage to kind of, like, just kind of peek around. If you want to do an investigation roll as well to, like, flip through the items that are in there. Oh, hell yeah.
Noise.
So, you notice the bottom of the drawer is a false drawer.
Ooh, I like
And when you open it, there is a stationery and a quill, but there are no written letters. So the stationery, everything on that is blank. It's just like a notepad. But like several sheets of like unbound paper, just like a fucking stationery, man. Like sticky notes, but without the glue on them.
Yeah.
Okay. And that would be everything that's in there. Where else would you like to go?
I think knowing that there's a false bottom to the counter here or the side table, I think I'll search like under the bed as well and see if there's anything false around it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll another investigation check for me. Oh, hell yeah. So you push up on the side of the straw mattress, and as you do, you recognize that this is a shit marker. Hang on. You recognize that this board and the footboard is hollow, and there's a cap on top of it. Or I guess like there's like a crack or whatever in the bottom of it's kind of rotted out, so it's semi-hollow. And you notice that if you reach in down past the mattress on the footboard, there's a spot in there where like you could kind of feel around and touch stuff. And within that is the inkwell.
All right. I guess knowing that
Okay. And we're
if I can kind of feel that it's an inkwell but can't see it, I think I'll just very carefully pull it out, maybe give it a sniff and see if it's actually ink or if it's filled with something different.
okay. Give me a perception check. Okay. Give me a second. This is going to be private roll. You're in here by yourself. Do you want to put your... Like, do you want to touch the ink in the inkwell? Do you want to do anything with it? You want to spill it out on anything? Do you want to write with it on the paper? Like, what are you doing with the inkwell? Are you just going to leave it?
Let's go with option 3. We'll take it over to that stand, and I'll use a bit of the ink and quill on that blank parchment. Kind of just draw a line from just the center to the side, just to see if it writes well, see how it spreads.
Make sure it's not a mimic.
It takes my finger off.
As best I can only imagine.
Okay.
Fair enough. Was this corked originally, or did it have any type of stopper?
Yes, actually it did. So it had it's a really fine, it's like a faux crystal inkwell with like a glass topper, and it would actually have a cork stopper. So it would be a glass top with a piece of glass that goes down, and it has like a cork grommet around the bottom of it.
Gotcha. Okay. Is that secure enough that I could put it in a pack and it wouldn't like spill out, or do I need to be pretty careful with it? Just
Sure.
glancing at it.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. I'll pocket that, and I'll search this armoire after too. See if there's
Okay.
anything to do with.
Give me another stealth roll.
Maybe basic clothes.
Okay. Yeah, give me a stealth roll, and then I gotta roll. Well, you know what? I'll let you do it. All right, now give me a D100. Don't go below 20 on your D100. All right. So you go to roll or open the door just slightly, and it seemingly blends in with the rest of the creaks of the house and the wind amidst the fog. But it creaks ever so slightly, and it quickly, as a reaction, you stop moving and you freeze altogether. And you wait as the wind dies down and picks back up, and then you fling the door open to mask the rest of the creaking hinges against the sounds of a settling house. And with that, on the inside at first, you see several dark dresses. They're not overly shabby, but you can tell that they've been hanging in there for a long period of time. Some of them look much shorter than others. And the ones that are much shorter have like moth-bitten holes and are kind of dusty, and it's obvious that they've been in there for a really long time. They look like dresses of a little girl, not of a grown woman. Would you like to go ahead and give me one last investigation check? Okay. You notice one of the dresses has pockets, and the pocket nearest you is empty. However, as you reach back to the back of the armoire, you feel a couple of letters within the pocket of that dress. What do you do?
I'm gonna take the whole dress. You said it's in decent shape.
You can take the whole dress?
Moth-ridden.
Yeah, it's kind of shabby, but not really. Like if you were to pull it out, one, it would probably fit you, and then two, you could wear it. It's slightly faded and a little threadbare, but it would most certainly, you would just look like the brokest person at a formal ball, basically. Like, so if you were to wear it out normally, you would look slightly disheveled, but much more well-dressed than the common person. And if you were to be in a fancier setting, you would look like a really broke-ass basic bitch, but you're still among, excuse me.
Okay.
You're still among the fancy people.
I think what I
You
want
guys gotta pardon me here real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, now my son is literally fighting going to bed.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know if y'all could hear that or not.
No, couldn't hear it at all.
Not at all.
Okay. Okay, cool.
So I want to take the legs
Alright,
out.
so,
I don't want to
okay.
them yet. I just want to roll them and tuck them.
Okay.
But with the dress, I want to do like you're going on a trip, you're going to pack it by rolling it up. I want to fold in all of the I can, and then roll it really, really tight so that it doesn't really look like a dress anymore at all. and just kind of wedge it between
Okay.
my belt and my thigh, where I keep my
Okay.
pickaxe. So it'll kind of be in between that, just
Okay.
tightly right there, just so that, you know, if we need cloth or anything, bandages, whatever, we can rip it up, maybe use it that way, maybe use it as a disguise later, something similar.
Family heirloom.
Okay. Cool. That works for me.
Boosted.
Valkithra the Klepto. I'm into it.
399.
Okay. So
Really dressing Trayvon in this
that took that took I don't know, probably like 2 minutes in game, and kind of in between that time frame, Mary and Ismark have been speaking in a language of which you guys don't necessarily understand, but you can kind of pick up the general tone. Like he's just kind of trying to get a clearer depiction of whatever it was that she saw. And as she quits speaking, he kind of looks over the rest of you and he's like, what she says is so detailed. I believe it may be true. There was a march of the dead through the village 3 days ago. That was the day my father passed. What she said might make sense. I see someone leave or come here, though the other details she say line up. I do not think this is dream. I think this is real. Perhaps we may go and visit the Count. And as soon as he says the Count, she just spits and she's like, "Cursed is the devil's Strahd." And with that, Ismark kind of just leans up against the wall, like, I'm not touching that shit.
You should not poke
And he's
the
like,
elephants with very long reaches.
damn him. Damn the devil's Strahd. He has taken my daughter. What more could he take from me?
That may be true, but he can do much worse to you now that he has your daughter, right? Ugh, god damn, this French accent is hard. Fuck. All I got in my head is Russian now.
No,
Fuck
just
it, I'm gonna
think
speak in
of
Russian
Pepe Le
until I
Pew
get
Yeah.
the French accent back,
Every
okay?
time it comes up,
Doing great.
just think Pepe Le Pew.
Oh, no.
Pepe Le Pew.
Chérie. Oh.
Dude,
There it is. That's
go
it.
Frenchie from The Boys. I know you've been watching that shit.
This is
Do
true.
Frenchie.
He is very good, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
now
Miko?
has your daughter. So, I mean, yes, you will probably say that this is not the worst thing to happen to you, but there is much worse while living that he can do to your daughter. So do not poke them.
We shall see.
Until we get her.
And she kind of just looks at you of that face, like that Mother Russia face. Like the, no bear can intimidate me. No death could scare me more than life does now. Almost like a sheer form of arrogance and pride.
Mhm.
And with that, she's kind of like, go now. Get out of house. I must clean and feed my daughter.
Mm.
She kind of just like raises a brow at Dan, like, and reaches back and puts her arm on the table to like block him from being able to get to her pie.
And it's gonna take one last look at that pie, kind of glance back,
One last look at that pie.
kind of give it like a good side eye look at her.
Give me a give me a second.
Oh, kitty, it's my
Give me a second. And it's with that I go, do you believe in love after love? It's something as opposite. I really don't think it's strong enough. Oh. Do you believe?
Oh no.
All right, give me 1 second.
I'm terrified. She better like fucking throw a knife at me. Fireball us all for looking at her pie.
Is he rolling something for somebody?
I
And or
thought so.
typing something?
Oh yeah, I was rolling an outcome for one Mr. Thand.
Ooh. He's gonna get
He
it in the butt.
explodes.
Remember that time that Thand sodomized a pie? Oh shit.
Got it all up
Okay,
there.
what's everybody doing?
Walk
Sound
out.
familiar.
Like I said, he was gonna side eye that, and he's gonna just try and kind of, I guess, walk around the side, get away from the pie. He's got to get away from the pie, man. He's gonna do terrible, terrible things. He's near this pie anymore, so he's gonna just kind of walk around. He's gonna like stand over here, be chilling.
So, for Valkithra, she's gonna leave the room like as, you know, spectacular as she found it, as far as you know, all the false doors and everything are closed back up. Everything's nestled back in. Just having the stuff that she has on her, and then overhearing, what's his name that I'm forgetting at the moment, and Mad Mary speaking in what I assume is Russia. Barusha is what we'll call it.
Yeah, Balox.
There you go, Balox, that's right. I'm gonna cast Comprehend Languages before I come back to the group.
Okay.
I'll have that up for an hour.
Okay. So are you casting that in secret?
Yeah, just while I'm in the other room, while nobody else is in there.
Okay. I need a stealth roll before you go doing all that. Make sure that you can be quiet enough.
Yeah, they're already like.
Okay. You are quiet enough. They fucking have no clue that you just casted that spell. And the tail end of it that you kind of get is just like details. You know what I mean? Like it is as he explained it to be. Like she was just recounting what the fuck, Nat?
Nothing.
It's just as she was kind of, just as Ismark was kind of recounting it to be, like it's, you know, this is what happened a couple days ago. There was some dead that came by. There was a shadowy figure that had come into her house and had led her daughter away. And it was shortly after that whatever that thing was that you guys just killed had come in and started to like leech upon her, like as it sensed her sorrow.
Do you give any type of
with
time
that
frame, like
is
how long it's been happening?
They said 3 full days was how long she was under the influence of whatever that was.
Okay.
I guess it wasn't quite 3 full days. They said 3 days had passed. A little girl had kind of given it to you. That portion of the timeline doesn't seem to kind of line up with anything.
Gotcha, fair enough.
Like when I say doesn't seem to line, like that part doesn't make sense. So he's saying 3 days ago there was the march, 3 days ago there was a figure, and now they're also saying 3 days ago this thing showed up, but she also said it had been a while from when Gertruda left to when the thing showed up.
Gotcha.
All right. So
Pie smelt awful
we
good.
are
3-day-old pie.
with it, like as you kind of mutter that, you hear her sneer, like, "It is my pie."
Don't want
She
your
seems
pie,
kind of like
lady.
real like protective and kind of. I mean, it seems weird because she would have just come out of like a crying fit of multiple days, but like it's pretty clear like this bitch would stab you with the fork before she let you have any of it. Like she's
Elion physically writes down something in a notebook. It's like, rule 1 of survival. Don't eat the pies.
I'm dying. I'm just imagining Elion just kind of, like library scribe got a little journal out, kind of staring at her, side glancing.
Yeah.
Do not eat.
yeah, he's like
pie.
taking notes down of the
Just like,
pie.
don't eat that shit, dog.
Don't
Yeah.
eat that shit, homie.
Yeah, assuming I could have something
Mhm.
equivalency in my priest kit, I'd write a little notepad down. Want to make a little list.
Mm-hmm.
Check it twice.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like a little like tiny inkwell and all that shit. Going with it.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
It'd be a lot to fumble, man.
It would be, but
You got a charcoal stick, dude. It's just a charcoal stick. I got you, dude.
Yeah, there you go, charcoal stick. There you go. Better.
I got you, buddy.
I like it.
I'm
I like it.
don't-
That's what we're
don't let
going
Ian-
with.
Don't let
Pencils
Ian
don't
rope
fucking
you in with that
exist either,
fucking
like-
inkwell bullshit. Nah, don't let him
we
wrap
don't
you up
have
with that.
fucking-
Yeah.
we haven't figured out how.
Well, I wasn't gonna like make him roll or anything. Like I wasn't gonna fuck him with it. I was just sitting here thinking. I was like, damn, that'd be a lot.
You
Yeah, that'd be a lot to deal with. Like I'm just gonna hold the inkwell and then I'm gonna dip it in and then I'm gonna
Get your fucking
spread my
wooden
parchment
teeth.
paper while still holding my inkwell.
Also, to be fair, a fucking basically scribe for a temple should be able to do it. Which Elion
Yeah. This ain't your first rodeo.
He knows
Yeah,
how to
right.
those quills.
yeah.
All right, so Ismark just kind of continues to usher everybody out past Elion.
Yeah, I'll follow us. I'll like finish writing.
Yeah, I'm gonna let everybody go first though, because if you want to stop and look at something, like you gotta tell me on the way out. So everybody else go first.
Everybody else go
I guess
first.
you can get to it like right here.
I'm just going all the way down.
If I was a ranger, I'd stop and check for tracks and shit, but I am not.
No one heeded my advice. I said, don't make a strong character, make a strong party. And here everybody is just playing what they want to play.
Listen, man, I already proved Dan's not a strong
Just
character.
having a good time.
Got his ass beating that arm wrestling
Yeah.
motherfucker. What's it called? Barovan
Trayvon, can I have
Russian.
Trayvon
Yeah.
wander over this way?
Hands into the stride.
Yeah, heads of the stride.
Mhm.
Because I don't think we checked this room.
You're seeing Trevor go down.
So when you go in here, the barrel smells odd. Not disgusting, not weird or off-putting, but out of place.
Put your dick in the barrel.
I'm not sure.
Do you want to approach the barrel?
It smells like weed, is what it smells like. Not bad.
Fuck the earth.
Weird
it-
earthy skull.
Not quite.
Smelly smell that smells kind of smelly.
It reminds you of the salt mines.
Okay.
Come up behind.
So I'm gonna be careful. I'm like, so if this is my torch hand is back this way, right? I'm holding it.
Okay.
So I can still have light, but I'm not gonna put the torch like over the barrel in case it's something dangerous that's gonna blow up.
Gotcha.
I'm, like, holding it back like this, and then kind of peeking into the barrel to see what's in there.
So
Waving your arm back. What?
the barrel is filled with a dark liquid. It looks a lot like water. But even as you get kind of close to it, it smells really salty. Like it's like strangely salty. Like more like if you were to drink this, it probably wouldn't be good for you. Salty. Yeah, kinda, but not quite. Like this is obviously not something that they're using for cooking, but it's hella salty. Like there's, I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it. Like there's something off-putting. If they are drinking this, then there's a good chance that like they're all on the verge of dehydration.
Okay, I got you.
And potentially like hallucinating and shit.
What the fuck?
I mean, like even like when you go to the Gulf of Mexico, you can smell like the salt water. It's so salad.
Yeah, exactly. That's if your dude had any history or background or anything being near any form of salt water, this would immediately remind you of that.
All right. So I'm not really too keen on touching it, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Be like, all right, that's weird. I'll just ask someone about it. Dark. You said it was a
Peek
dark.
my head in. What, do I recognize it? Is it?
Yeah.
What is it? I'm looking in the barrel.
So it's in the room. It looks really dark, but it smells a lot like salt water. And the main reason that it really looks kind of dark is because there's not like the portions of which Trayvok's torch is kind of flickering. Like you can kind of see the lights kind of dancing towards the bottom of it. Like whatever this liquid is semi-transparent. You can see, like I said, the light waves of the flame kind of flickering off like deeper into the water instead of just the surface.
Leon, turn towards Trevor. Can bring the torch over here, please. Shine it in the barrel.
Fighting the urge to say all sorts of just like outlandish, like mean and ugly shit. I'm like, it's gum. Don't touch it. It'll turn you gay.
So as he approaches with the torch again, you kind of look down and like you can see it reflecting up against the water and then are reflecting the light of the torch back, but on the softer edge of the reflection where you still have quite a bit of light, you can see it penetrate down into the water. And it's not so much that the liquid inside of it is black, but the barrel on the inside is very dark from where they've had to char it to seal it shut. But you can tell by looking at this that definitely looks like water, and it looks clean, like clean water, but it smells abhorrently of salt.
Yeah, I'm just gonna agree with Trevor. This is fucking weird. This is lame.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have anything to put it in, so can't just be like.
I have something in my priest bag, but I'm not really down to sacrifice my holy water or anything. So.
Okay, you guys want to gather anybody else to see if they have anything?
I'm gonna go upstairs. This is taking long. Let's see what all the fuss is
I will
about.
also be curious and stand in the doorway, see what they're doing.
Could I empty my water skin? Well, I don't want to taint my water skin.
I'm sorry, we're not just ignoring the mysterious.
I guess while they're upstairs, if everyone's preoccupied, Stan's gonna just take a look over these books that are on the table down here on the bookshelf. See if there's anything that looks interesting whenever you get a chance.
Give me give me an investigation roll.
Oh fuck!
All right.
Come on, Stan. Don't let
While
me
he's
down.
doing that, can I check out this fucking barrel, Ian?
Yep. So it's just as I described to everybody else. Amidst the, you're gonna taste it.
I don't let anybody even talk to me. I just go up to it, put like a finger in, and smell it. It smells extremely salty, right?
Elion's pulling out.
Yeah, it smells a lot like salt water. Like it's not necessarily like the low tide portion of it, but like you can smell the mineral within the water.
All right, I'm gonna give it a little dab with my tongue, my tiny little elf tongue.
Okay. The first drop that hits your tongue, the second that it does, you feel it brush and wash over your tongue, and it's a stern reminder of how long it's been since you've had something to drink, and it's almost refreshing. And as soon as you are about ready to give a stern, the taste of the salt just comes in at an alarming rate, and it's so salinated to the point where like your mouth feels drier now after having drank that. But
I turn to the rest of the
nothing happens to you. You don't notice anything.
group. Okay, good. I turn to the rest of the group and say, "It is extremely salt water."
Does it look like water as far as like his mouth isn't covered in some black shit or anything like that?
I open my mouth and I poke my little tiny
No.
tongue out again.
Is his tongue okay?
Does anybody want to roll like a medicine roll or anything like that?
I will.
Yes.
I'm not a medicine man.
Than, you don't notice shit, dude.
Oh yeah, I was about to say. I didn't want to interrupt, but yeah, I don't know.
They can't read all of a sudden.
So, Elion, you immediately remember someone coming in to the abbey there at Helmshold, and they were dehydrated almost to beyond the point of saving. And they kept on and on and on and on about something that they could see, and they would scream in horror and then laugh in delight and giggle whimsically just on a whim.
Basically.
And the people among the town had shunned them off as a crazy person, but the priest had recognized that the man had been walking for days, and after smelling the water skein, he had filled his skein up with brackish water, and had been drinking salt water for days as he traveled across the countryside, and was now so dehydrated that he was seeing things, he was hallucinating things, that he was reacting to things that obviously weren't there, to a point where even after he had been nursed back to health, like he would question what it was that was real and what wasn't.
You should probably get some proper fluids in you, Caspian. Just not let this dehydration go any further.
I try to like lick my tongue against my hand to see if like there's any moisture on it, and it's just like there's nothing there, so it's just like sounds like a cat tongue rasping over it, and it says, "Oh,
Ismark,
it's no good."
oh,
No, it's not.
Ismark just kind of pokes his head and he's like, "What did you find?
This
What is this?
barrel
It's-
of salt water.
What do you mean?
Super salinated water.
Salt
Water?
salinate? What? What?
Do you drink
This-
this?
Salt
this
water.
is-
Salt.
this-
Extremely salty salt water.
You drink this?
I would assume they would die. Yeah. Why would they not? They keep barrel of water.
You drink this?
No. I do drink from that barrel. I have my own. No, what is wrong with this bit?
I turn to him and I say, "This water, you, not the barrel, the water inside. You can drink it right now."
Perhaps. What is wrong with water?
Is there a cup around?
Water is good,
around
no?
Here? Yeah, is there a cup around here, or anything to hold the water?
Give me a second. Bear with me. Keep bearing. Keep bearing.
Don't you lie to me.
Might be able to help. Can Than, not having noticed anything,
Yeah.
go upstairs?
Yes, there is a like a bucket. There's a bucket of water, or excuse me, there's a bucket. Period. It's kind of tucked over in the corner, right by Elion's right foot.
I go to Elion's right foot, pick up the barrel, scoop out some of the water, and say, "Can you drink from this right now?"
Ismark just kind of looks at you in disgust.
Merde. Yeah, I'm like, I'm fucking done with this bullshit, and I leave.
You would taint their water with their bucket? But why?
I'm out. I'm fucking out.
And he just kind of shakes his head, and he's like, "They drink from bucket. They drink from barrel. They pee in bucket. It's like bed pot."
That's rather unfortunate. We shouldn't. Yeah. Oops.
Hey, do you guys remember that time that Nat grabbed a bedpan and he held it up and he touched it on purpose?
What are you trying to say?
Yeah.
What are you trying to say, Ian?
Maybe Caspian has a pee fetish, man. I don't know. I don't live his life. Okay.
Just wait until we get back.
And
to
with
the
that, Ismark.
there's a bedpan with Valkithra's pillow ready to go.
Yeah, and a half-baked turd. All right.
Yeah.
That was already in there.
Fucking Ismark. Ismark just kind of shakes his head as Caspian walks by, and he starts kind of ushering everybody out again. He's like, go. We must leave. Okay. Is there anything anybody wants to check out downstairs?
Can I try looking at the books again and see if I can read now?
Sure, man.
Hell yeah.
The little Thand that could.
Let's see. Bless me. God. Oh, he's
no.
He's not hitting tonight. He's just
Dr. Smooth Brain strikes again,
that's
bro.
Not Dr. Seuss, dog. I don't want that. Like, that shit out of here. All right.
All
well,
these words.
Dan's just chilling.
Words in these books.
Yep.
Pictures.
Oh, Dan's just gonna be chilling then. He'll be hanging out.
Picture books are filled with
All right.
words.
Anybody else?
Nah, I think we're good to go. I mean, there's a little halfling girl
Okay.
that we brought up to hit her. We're good there. Mad Mary shoot us out. We're good there. I think we're good.
Ready? Let's go.
Okay, everybody's on their way then. Okay, so with that, everybody kind of just trudges back around. Oh, hold on. Nah, I'm not going to make it. All right, everybody just kind of hops back up over the bench and over the side, makes their way.
Is it locked on this side still? Or is it like...
You know what? It's not locked on this side. Yeah. All right, so everybody makes their way out. They make their way back to the street, and then the stone's throw over to Ismark's house. And with that, we are changing boards, my friends. Changing boards.
See you guys in the next dimension.
Multiversing.
They'll never see it coming.
Okay.
We are gonna find out later though that Mad Mary just had like a barrel full of like unicorn cum or something like that, and that's what you tasted.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be something wild. Definitely not something you should be tasting.
The nefariously placed barrel of unicorn.
Barrel.
Yeah.
Barrel.
This Pepsi tastes like Coke.
Oh, that's cum.
No. He said it.
Dude, y'all saw that gif earlier with Anastasia and Trevok.
Ew.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was rad.
Yes.
All right, did you guys get fetched to the
Yeah.
new thing?
House. Yeah.
Ain't nobody
Right.
fetching me, boy.
So Ismark kind of leads you guys inside, and as you get inside, he just kind of comes around to the side of the statues here, and he looks upstairs, and he's like, "Arena, Arena." And with that, Irina comes down the stairs. New model Irina. And Ismark looks at her, and he's like, Dostraya Hundorovich, Donovich, and then he kind of gestures over to Thand and to Valkithra. Zenida, help. So I will return shortly. Make them at home. And she just kind of nods. He makes his way back out the door and down the street. And she ushers all of you into this room of hall where there is food and stuff with.
Having heard make them feel at home, can Than look around and see if there's any more weapons on the walls?
Sure. If you want. So everything on this level, I think, has been picked clean. I'm trying to think.
I forgot his broke.
Listen, man, don't
Yeah, his and somebody else's broke too.
No.
Yeah, okay. Was it yours, Brett?
No, I don't believe so. No.
I can't remember. Trayvok, yours is still in good.
Oh, it was
It was
Trayvox.
Trayvox.
Tyler's.
Fox is the one that broke.
Okay, yeah, so that's Trayvox and
Oh, okay, all right.
Can I try and convince her to let me take
Okay.
the cleaver that's next to the pig?
I mean, you can try.
Yeah. The world's your oyster, my friend.
Hell yeah, I want to try.
Oh,
Okay,
can
go
I-
for it. Give me persuasion. You want to take the cleaver? His knife for a pig.
We've seen a lot of crazy stuff. This is better than nothing.
She needs that for cooking. What are you doing?
We may be able to buy
Let's
you
see.
a weapon, brother, if we just are patient.
Listen, man, Dan's a careful man. Kinda.
She kind of, she's like, caught a pig, keep a knife. And you may leave when we go.
Okay. Dan will then just.
So she
start
ushers you
cutting.
like, cut pig.
Alright, I'll start cutting the pig up then.
I'm gonna take a seat.
And she kind of looks between all of you, and it is just, you must forgive my lack of pleasantries, though I am certain since your time here you will understand why I have none to speak of. And she's gonna pull his chair out in front of her and take a seat.
None to speak of. What do you mean?
What do you mean? You see, you arrive, my father died. Where the fuck did your character go? He didn't? Okay. Almost like, where the fuck did your character go? Why is that high volume? That shouldn't be high volume.
It's not a high volume.
It
It's
might be your
just too low, maybe.
slightly
Oh, it is a.
than your.
Yeah.
I don't, hey,
Yeah,
bro,
it is a
calm
high
down, that's all.
volume from upstairs. Yeah, I gotcha. These fucking high volumes, dude. Okay. Alright. My bad. Okie dokie. So yeah, she just kind of looks back at Valkithra and she's like, Do I need to explain more?
No, I am sorry about your father's passing. It seems in these turbulent world that we're in, and this area that we seem to be caught within, everything is dour.
Da. This is almost not enough to describe, yes?
I understand.
In time, we shall go to Valkai, and perhaps things will be better there. As soon as
Okay, I'd look
Ismark
forward to that.
decide we may go. And she just kind of
Pretty excited for Velakai.
she just kind of sits there like pouting almost, like it's like even the I can just say character. She nods for a second. She's like the perhaps Velakai worth travel. So I fear, as with all things, that it will not live up to my desire.
That's pretty smart. You always gotta be kind of half full, as they say.
Well,
I
if we are quick to
suppose
get over there, I
they
know that
no more.
Octavio is performing. Maybe that could cheer everybody up.
Yes.
Yeah, Rictavio.
Circus man.
He travel little, and as he come to Barovia, Ismark always refuse to let me go and let me watch. I like a good music. Do you like good music, foreigner?
Why? I would say that music can be a blessing to the soul. If, you've been quiet for some time or traveling for a long time, it can be to your ears, let you know that there's a city beyond.
Da, perhaps. Music here take people's mind off of the misery and the hopelessness that weighs down like the fog. And it is
I can
with
see
that that most people are drawn, even though perhaps they knew like to dance, or they knew like to drink, they knew like eating thoughts, like pig here. They knew they only want a small bite, and no indulge, as one foreigner once said.
Speaking of pig and not liking it, shall we dig in?
Da. And with that, she just kind of like, meh, like, hurry the fuck up, Sand.
I've been wiggling. I've been cutting it up. I've been wiggling.
See, in Man Mary's
Wiggling
house,
and
there were
jiggling, my
books
boy.
on how to cut pigs, and he failed all his rolls, so he doesn't
I
know how to do
yeah. I
it,
mean,
actually.
should I
Yeah.
roll something for it? Which
Yeah. He was a
strength, just
he was a
Strength.
guard, not a butcher. Yeah, do it. Give me a strength roll. Give me a strength roll.
Oh, here we go. Let's see what's going on here.
Do it. Do it. Damn.
Got
Bad rolls out of the way, right?
Oh man.
No,
Rip.
my bad.
So you
There.
raise that. Hey, fuck you! Don't double strength save me,
No.
asshole.
Oh, yeah, all right. What
Uh,
was it? All right, so
You
what's
want a
7?
strength save or a strength roll?
They're
That's not how
separate.
that works. Yeah, they're separate.
I clicked the wrong
Is
thing.
it? Do they use a different modifier though? Well, because he doesn't have.
Oh yeah, no,
If
never
you
mind.
have
He's
if you
the
have
first. He's the
proficiency
Yeah.
in saves, yeah.
Mm-hmm. proficiencies.
Okay, yeah.
Tied together.
We'll use the 7 because that's the first one.
Paladin doesn't get proficiency in strength save? How the fuck does that work? I figured they'd have had strength and charisma.
He has con
I'm
and
But he don't, though. Oh, I bet he only has a 1 modifier?
You only have a +1 in
No.
strength, homie?
It could be
3. It's 17.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, he should be stacked then.
Okay, well then,
Yeah.
Yeah, even-
his proficiency
Let me
saves are
consult the
something
book.
different then.
I don't know.
They all
yeah, so even with the proficiency bonus, though, he doesn't,
It'll only be 2.
so let me do the thing. So
Oh god.
you raise the cleaver back, like you overwind it. You're getting ready to chop this motherfucking desk in half. And you bring the cleaver down with a swift "Gah!" And you manage to cut through probably about a ½ inch of the pig before the cleaver just gets stuck in the bone. And it kind of takes you a second, some wiggling, and kind of you almost have to put your foot on the table, and then you just raw, you manage to yank it free like a sword from a stone, and it makes that exact boom noise as you kind of pull it out. And with that, you kind of look around at everybody again, and you give it one more good whack, and start to kind of cleave it out into hocks and stuff, cutting the different shoulders off and parsing out meat to everybody.
Was that enough?
And so now everyone.
Was that enough
Yes.
slaughter for us to level?
No.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
The immersion. I'm so sorry.
Nat loses 500 XP.
Everybody but natural
On that vein, what if I chop the pumpkin up too?
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah, you want to cut the pumpkin up too? That's
As
fine.
he walks by him, just
I
that's
do
3
actually want to do
XP.
that though. Get
That's
some,
cute.
I feel like the
Stab,
pumpkin
stab,
beat.
stab.
Wait, hold up, can I? We'll wait on that. Go ahead. Sorry.
She points over to the barrel and hands an empty goblet to Trayvon and says, "Would you be a dear and fetch me some water?" It
Other
would
way,
be
Trayvon.
this barrel. Give me a second.
Oh, this way?
Over here.
Yeah, it is right there. And I pointed out to him because he's blind.
And as you
Lads.
open up that barrel, it looks similar to the other barrel, like the char was inside the barrel. And then, of course, the water looks kind of murky until you can kind of get it up into the light and out of the darkness of the barrel itself. But it doesn't smell like salt. It smells like, crisp, kind of clean water as you're kind of sort of, swashing it around within the cup and looking down over the barrel itself.
All right. So I only have one cup. Is it one big cup, like the big cup right here?
Yeah, it's like a big goblet. Like what would be like right here. I hate how. It'd be something like this right here. Just this goblet or chalice or whatever, but it's empty.
All right. All right. So fill it with water, and then and hands it back across the table.
Okay. She leans in and takes it. She makes some kind of weird remark like, "Is Mark prefer if I only have water? The rest of you may enjoy the wine. Or, if you are a little more adventurous," she takes this bottle right here and just kind of shakes it in the air teasingly. It doesn't really say anything and just kind of sets it back down. But of course, you are all welcome to water as well.
Ravok, do you dare?
I'll abstain. Water for me.
Oh, oi, lads! I dare. I dare. So yeah, I'm taking that shit. I want something strong.
Okay. All
I
right.
need a good stiff drink, lads.
Give me a con save.
On save.
He's gonna fucking die,
Yeah,
lads.
with proficiency bonus if you have it.
As
Okay.
He's
Tra-
a
Give me a
big
second.
butt.
Trayvok's like sipping it right mid sip kind of right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can as he's doing that,
Give me
can
a
I
second.
ask
All right.
her like what it is? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
just like
Hey, what
Give me.
is that, by the way?
I assume he's
She just kind of looks back at you and she's like, "They call it. I believe the foreigner called it whiskey. It is aged in barrel like that one, made from plant,
You ate
like
what the-
wheat, but not quite.
It's all
No,
fast.
this
The age water.
this is the I do not know the word
Actually,
foreigner use. There is a process. It's complicated. Ismark may know the word, but I do not.
This is where we
Yeah.
figure out that everybody's literally a walking salt water balloon, and they're just preserved by this
Osmosis.
process.
Yeah. Trayvok tastes the whiskey, and he's like, "Oi, lads, this be the stuff."
Yeah, Elion's just filling up a goblet or two if anyone else is drinking water.
Brother, you
And now
remember
he's
that?
passing it around.
am I done cutting the pig up?
Yes, yeah, you're done now. You plated it all out.
All right, then. Second
Is anybody else drinking the whiskey?
No, but Valkithor will have the wine.
Okay.
I'm avoiding all spirits from this place.
He dies of dehydration.
All right.
I'm trying to find some water, but so far all I've heard is it's salt water.
Would
So
also would Fan have known that Caspian did that? Like
What, that I've-
The
because I was downstairs while you
Just
drank the water in the other house.
just to be clear, the water that was in this barrel was fresh.
oh, drinking a shit ton of that. That shit's mine. I'm literally like
Okay.
over the barrel, and like every time anybody
You just shove your face in.
Barrel dog
Yeah. I made that distinction. I try to make it super clear. The water in this barrel,
No.
unlike the other
Oh.
barrel, is fresh.
The barrel
Okay.
is the same type of barrel, but this is not salty.
Barrel.
It's not the pea barrel.
Mhm.
Got it.
All right. Now, Than, you were talking about wanting to do something?
I want to ask her though if the pumpkin's cooked.
Is the pumpkin?
cooked?
No.
Yeah,
It's
we
good
eat those.
raw. Yeah, you eat the pumpkin. She kind of looks around for a second and just kind of like gestures broadly to the room. She's like, "You eat the pumpkin.
Yeah, I got
What
you,
is
bro.
worth? Not hot, not cold. Like room. You eat pumpkin like room, and you cook the seeds. No? Do you foreigner not eat the seeds of the pumpkin?
Oh, I
I've
don't.
known some communities that do, yes. They put them in a baking oven
Ah,
like
that-
you would
yeah.
bread.
Or you may take seed, put on spoon, hold over candle. and you use candle, heat seed, and it make you must open seed. Huh? When you pull seed from pumpkin, is white like bone. Huh? But if you open seed, inside seed is green like eye, and she kind of points to her green eyes. Each seed easier open after heat.
Right. Yeah, no. Totally.
All right, so
Huh.
I'm good. I'm not gonna cut the pumpkin out if it's not cooked. But I will start
Okay.
just eating some meat. I'm just gonna just start chowing down.
We're hoping.
Just start
seed.
shoveling it in your face. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's everybody else doing?
Eating.
What's everybody else doing while you have Arena by herself
I'm in the barrel.
with no one around? All right.
I am in the barrel.
I am the barrel now.
That's cum guzzling water. Got you. All right.
Pretty much.
Into it. That's when we
Starting to
found out
sound thick
Caspian
over
was a hydro homie.
Just- You're welcome. You didn't think I'd take the joke that far. You were wrong. Oh, fuck.
All right. Trayvok, what are you doing, man?
Pissing, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like he's AFK.
Pissing, it looks like.
Yeah, he's AFK.
Oh,
Okay.
rip.
He didn't
Okay.
even give a warning.
All right. Elion, what are you doing, man?
Kind of looking at the group.
Shit.
Kind of eating a little bit as well.
All right, you know what? Well,
You know what? I'm gonna take you up on that strange pumpkin idea with the spoon. Do you have one? I'd be willing to try this strange cuisine.
I thought you said pussy.
She reaches over and grabs a spoon next to the bowl here at the end, this soup bowl, and just hands it over to you.
all right, well, like, I'll
Brett,
cut
did you
like
dye your hair, dude? That shit is hella dark, bro. Yeah.
No room.
I think it's just a lighting.
Yeah. I
I'll
can't
cut
Okay.
like a
my
slice
LEDs got
off.
fucked up and I can't change them, so it's pretty dark.
Oh, okay. That sucks. All right. Tyler,
What's up?
what are you
I was
doing
taking
right now?
notes.
Everybody else is kind of eating. You're fucking goddamn Tyler. You're fucking drinking. Like what else are you doing?
Nothing right now. I'm so Trayvok would be maybe visibly inebriated at this point
Okay.
because I feel like
All right.
yeah, you guys could tell. Let me like
The
he's a little,
whiskey.
the whiskey. Actually, as a matter of fact, Trayvok is gonna pour out his water skin, and he's gonna take some of that whiskey
And fill it with the whiskey.
in
Okay.
his water skin.
All right.
I like it.
Yeah, but he does it.
Okay.
Like
All right. So everybody's just kind of eating and drinking and
he's like doing it under the table.
okay.
Well,
Has anybody got anything they want to talk about? Any questions they want to ask each other?
Elion's gonna kind of pull out that little list he made, and I'm sitting right next to Arena, right?
Oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever wrote a list before of things not to do around here? Because that's something I'm interested in making, and perhaps you could help.
Not to do.
Yeah,
Perhaps your list
the
would
right-
be better made. She just kind of looks at you for a second and
I
doesn't say
understand if you
anything.
can't. Just I'm not that good myself, but perhaps you could help. I would like a translation, per se, of my language to yours. And I would need someone to write
Then,
in your
perhaps,
language.
yes, what is it that you need help with?
I show her my list. There's just one thing that says, "Do not eat the pies."
Do not eat pie. So she just kind of looks at it and she's like, what pies?
Pies, in general, perhaps.
They were made by somebody in Valakai, I believe.
They
Someone
seem
famous.
rather
Well,
intoxicating and it's just no good, impure.
you saw a pie from Valakai? Where did you arrive in
Mary,
Valakai? What? I do
no,
not understand.
that Mary lady, we assisted her today, and she had one that she was rather fiendish for.
What did she say?
Oh,
It started with an M, I believe. Mom.
Morganda.
Organta pie.
Morganda.
Da, da. The villagers love Morganda's pie.
A little too much, you would say, right?
It depends. Is it their first bite or their last?
Oh, it had not been spoiled at
And
all.
with that, she just
from what
kind
I
of
saw.
chuckles into her water glass and
Don't be coy with me, witch.
takes a big drink.
Are you familiar with preservatives? They're terrible for your body, and that pie was at least 3 days old.
Whoa! You're bringing a lot of like current
Mm-hmm.
food economics into the DM campaign here,
Preservative?
Maybe
What
that's
do you mean?
a
Like,
word.
like salt meat? Like to keep from
Yes.
going bad? We salt the
Right.
meat?
Yeah, do you have a
Exactly.
way to elongate the lifespan of your food?
MSG, things of that nature.
Do you foreigner not salt meat?
No, we definitely do.
Pure meat go bad?
Do you have other ways?
Nah, nah.
Like what?
No. You
No?
must forgive me. I am hardly a
Perfectly
cook.
okay.
Oh, they put
We
things
If
in
it's
like
not
vinegar.
common-
we bring in the villagers. They bring food.
Okay, well,
I'm sorry.
that pie was very old and smelt very new, which is not good, usually.
There are some that would swear by Morganta's cooking, and there are others who, for lack of a better word, wouldn't trust anyone else enough to eat their food. You must understand, there are those, perhaps even in this room, that would seek to betray you if given the chance. And with that, like as she says that, she kind of side eyes. She kind of starts to side eye like everybody. She doesn't. It's the first time that like she's kind of been like, I don't know how much I trust all of you. And with Trayvok's words, she just kind of looks at him and nods. She's like, duh. I have only known you foreigner for a day.
Yeah.
How long have you known each other? The spies of the Count run long and deep. There are many highs everywhere they see. How am I to know that I do not entertain his guests even now?
Should I be adding this to the list? I think can we go back to that as well later? Just can you translate this? Can you write?
You said you wrote, "Do not eat the pie,"
Yeah.
and you wish to know how to write that in Balak, yes?
Can you write that for me on this paper with this
Without
charcoal?
even, she just kind of like rolls her eyes at you and doesn't even respond, and reaches over and takes your whole pencil or whatever, and then just like scribbles it out in a language you would recognize. A lot of the characters, though, they seem like they would be out of place in English, like in the common language. Like there's like the words all begin with lowercase letters. There's random uppercase letters. There's these strange symbols kind of above and below. But you could tell from how quickly that she whipped it all out there that she absolutely knew how to read and write, and that this is probably legitimate. There's a lot of repeating symbols. There's a lot of things like if there were like a line, like a space margin that would run across like our current day notebook paper, all of this would kind of float within that straight line as well. So this is definitely not an untrained hand.
Does it look anything similar to the notes, to our letters I read?
Close enough. I mean, how long has it been since you
I
looked
mean,
at them?
a day, 2 days.
Yeah. So, I mean, the handwriting looks effeminate as it did in the within the letters, but being able to like
not a
yeah,
different stylus, so to speak.
yeah, it's not scribbled in the sense that like most males' handwriting would be. Like there's some, even though she was quick to jot it all out, it's a lot neater than like normal scribble would be. A lot more put together, and it kind of has a flow as you look from one letter to the next. Even though not all of the letters connect, like it's not a perfect cursive.
Yeah. Just like overly almost joyous. Eliana smiles at
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Sure.
you. Thank you.
Semi-bubbly.
This is gonna be fantastic. Tuck it away and finish up.
She just kind of nods, and she, without really looking up from the table, she just kind of, I knew what you are doing.
I was just like,
Ismark will tell you things to protect me. I know how to read and how to write. Ismark wishes for me to be free, though I do not always agree with what his form of freedom is. Do you understand me?
I do. And a bit, I think.
She just kind of,
As I'm eating, I'm going to take out the letters that I have and I'm going to read over them while my spell is still up.
okay.
I'll ask her what
All right.
you want.
She just kind of shakes her head without raising it up, and she says, "If he is left wanting, it is me who is punished. Whether he comes for me, comes for Ismark, attack house, attack village, hang dwarf, when he is unhappy, it always feels to me like my fault. With Ismark, my dear brother, he wishes to keep me safe above all else. So I become prisoner in his walls. At times, I wish to break free and live the life I want, though I am often reminded that the life he offers me isn't what I truly seek. And with that, she just kind of, in some weird, like, somber, macabre, like, edgelord turn, she turns and looks to Elion. She has, like, a small tear kind of welling in her eyes. Do you understand, foreigner?
This is a level I'm not sure I can quite relate to, but however, Valakai may be our best bet to do something meaningful.
As we escape his grasp, perhaps his marks shall lessen, and perhaps I can lead a normal life,
Precisely.
as you or them, or Mary, or perhaps even the Vistani that run the blood on the vine, or Bildrath.
Bastards will steal your stuff. Be careful.
That they will, though all of them are bad. Some die. Some work for Strahd, as do most. It is very careful. When you go, when you speak, when you talk to stranger, you must be careful. Your list, you write list of what not to do. You should write list of what to do. This shorter.
Speaking of strangers,
Speaking of
know
stolen items,
Madam Ava?
Madam Ava, da. She lead the Stony camp, not far from here in Serpu. Perhaps these day and a half walk from here. She knew foreigner, but she knew like all foreigner. Though she come time read fortune, da to card to bow of crystal. She see future. She help people forget. She helped people forget Barovia, forget the Count, forget the Volok, the Werewolf. Da? You understand?
I suppose I
Who
somewhat
who should visit Madam Eva. When you go, is best. We pretend that Ismark and I wish to show you good time. Da? And we no leave for Valakai. We stay here. We go and we come back. Da?
sounds smart. Yes, keep it all to ourselves.
Da. I am sorry that Ismark has lied to you, though there are things that were and are much too complicated to explain now. Da? I do not expect you to understand everything. Only that Strahd is she with that, like, she just kind of pauses and stops because she just immediately buttons up and doesn't say anything else.
Insight check.
And just kind of nods. Okay.
So, like,
Roll it home.
Does she stop and just like, is it like almost like she was gonna say something and something stopped her, or is she like just choosing?
Roll your insight check, dog. Roll it. Roll that shit. Roll that shit. Got a 20 with a 19. So you can tell based off of her facial expressions that she was about to say something that she wasn't comfortable with saying. So she immediately just locked it down. We're just going to shove that one real deep and we're not going to talk about it. But it was apparent she was getting ready to go somewhere, and then she kind of remembered the company that she was in and boop, like buttoned it up.
Gotcha.
Perhaps she got a little too comfortable for a second.
Your reticence to communicate with
Okay.
us is noted. Very well. I go back to
There
water.
are few.
God, what else?
There are few to trust. Perhaps something more pleasant. And with that, she just like uncharacteristically grabs a ham hock and just like shoves the fucking thing into her mouth. Like just big time bite.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Which seems really out of character for her, considering that she's been pretty ladylike up until this point. And then with that, you hear the door open, even though this one's been open the entire time. You hear the door open, and Ismark and one Mr. Donovich. Let me find his. Fuck yeah, you know that ain't him. Oh, here he is. Okay. These two fools come walking in. Donovich kind of looks at everybody and he's like, the heroes, they eat. His mark say there are wounds that I need tending to. Who is hurt?
I turn to the rest of the group and
Guys.
I notice that people are bloody. I'm like, oh shit. My apologies. I did not notice my people.
All
right. Okay. So Ismark kind of backs up to get out of the way. And Donovich kind of comes over and he kind of inspects your wounds really quick and says, hold that arm, Doc. And with that, like he kind of reaches for your left arm and helps you pull it out straight. He kind of looks for a second. He's touching it. He kind of runs his fingers over it. And then he holds his left hand up. It looks kind of like a weird claw almost for a second. And then you realize that it would be how you would grip like a small ball within your hand. And he raises another arm straight out. And then he points it straight up and kind of almost orbits it about himself until the two hands touch. And as he does so, he chants, he says, Domre Morkari Hushanbad, and then begins to kind of mumble underneath of his voice something that you can't hear. And I need you to roll 4d8 plus 4. I know that's kind of a thing. So while you're figuring out that code, Thand.
Oh,
So that was
Okay, so you gain 23 hit. Well, you gain
plus
27 hit points back.
Oh, hell yeah, dog.
Okay.
Squirt.
So he approaches Valkithra, and kind of pushes her left arm out and feels kind of at her side there on her abdomen, and then follows the same motion, holding the ball out, and then his other arm kind of orbits up over him and then down until they come in together, and he chants the same thing, and he says, 1 second, I gotta find it again. Go. Okay. Dombre Morkari Hulstenbad. And then begins chanting underneath his voice once more. Valkithra, go ahead and roll 48 plus 4.
And what's that mean in common, since I understand it?
Give me a second. I will tell you. Because you're the only one that understands this.
I got
Valkithra with the big heels.
that big 31.
Big heels.
Than
Oh,
should
yeah.
plus 4 to yours as well, Than. So 27 would have been.
He did. Yeah, we told him.
But I only get, my max is 24, so.
Correct.
He looks about. He's like, who else? Who else needs the word of our Lord?
I noticeably fucking walk immediately away.
Yeah, and also kind of like.
You walk away?
Yeah, I walk away and go back to the barrel.
All right.
like a
Okay.
stinky face. He's like, no, thanks, but
all right.
I scratch.
Trayvon
Just
steps
scratch.
up to the plate.
So with Trayvon, he kind of looks at your right shoulder and then again at your neck and your forehead. And he spends a little bit of time kind of like running his fingertips across your forehead to kind of test the wound and like kind of push at a portion of the skull to make sure that it's still firm. And then he does the same thing where he holds his hand as if he were gripping something, brings the arm around as if it were orbiting, and then he states, Donre Morkari Ulstenbad, and then begins to chant underneath his voice. And I need you to roll 48 plus 4 also and add that to your hit points. Okay, so you gain 28. Oh, nope, you just gained 24 hit points. Which I think is fucking like everybody's max HP, right?
I was gonna say that. Every one of those would have taken me from 0, so that's wild.
Yeah. Okay.
So this isn't like temporary hit points, is it? It just takes me.
No, this is like full on. Like this dude just came in and casted healing spells on all of you.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm healed.
Winfried that shit.
Mm-hmm. Here's little more. Is this all?
I was just about to say, like, Trevok has 5 gold coins and he's gonna offer one to the priest.
Okay.
Like for you.
So he accepts.
For you in your church.
He accepts and just kind of like graciously bows his head down and he says, Multimescadum. And give me a second. He would do the same for Valkithra as well. But instead of dumb, he would say dumna.
All right. That does not heal me of my drunkenness, does it?
It does not. So it would have been, I forget what healing spell is 48, but it's not restoration. So
All right.
the only, your fucking wounds are sealed now.
Still got my buzz.
Then he kind of looks back over everyone else and he say, if there is nothing more, may the glory of the coming dawn shine upon you soon.
Oi, lads, I just realized I don't have a weapon anymore. But speaking of weapons,
You now have a weapon.
Unfortunately, a couple
He
of our
kinda-
companions, our weapons were destroyed in the fight against some ghastly thing that Mad Mary was plagued by.
Oh, da, you have helped Mary. As Ismark
Yes.
has said. And he kind of, he looks down at his belt for a second and his hand kind of like pats at a really fancy looking dagger. And there's a heavy face of contemplation kind of just like rolling through his expression. And then he shakes his head and he's like, no, I may need. I'm sorry.
Valkithra puts her hand out over the dagger and stops him and says, "No, you're correct. However, perhaps you could help us gain favor with the local mercantil that's here. Believe his name. Well, I remember his charge is named Periwimple, though the one that stands guard for him. I don't recall his name.
Bildreth hate foreigner.
Perhaps
And
you
with
could
that, he just kind of shakes his head.
for us if we gave you a list.
Perhaps. Da. Perhaps. Give me list. I will go. Da. It all come from unknown space. He no care. Not if I buy alone.
That is what I am hoping
But
for.
it is getting late. I will need to buy in the morning. Is there a thing you wish me to buy?
Well, if someone is in need of a weapon because they're using these ceremonial weapons that we gained from Ismark's home, they're very brittle. I'm sure you can understand. But we were just hoping to maybe some materials that the Vestani took off of us. I noticed was in his shop.
Oh, da. We have seen such before. Depending on the type of gold you have, it may not be enough. And with that, Ismark kind of pipes up and he's, I have gold. I can pay. And he turns and he just kind of nods. And he looks back to Valkithra and is like, make list of items. Bring me in morning. I shall go and get them.
We'll get you the list. And I'll nod over to Elyon, who already has some writing utensils.
Okay. And with that, he's like, you must excuse me now. It grows late. Must make sure that Doru is settled for the night and that he cannot escape.
Of course.
Is there anything else that you need of me?
Been getting any better?
No. I fear that it won't, though I pray that it does.
Perhaps given time, something could happen. Who knows? You believe in miracles, yes?
I try.
Fair enough.
Okay. All right. With that, he walks out. He kind of pats Ismark on the shoulder as he passes by, and then just with not really with any super great haste, but you can kind of hear like the somber thud of his boot against the floor as he makes his way out. Right. And with that, fellas, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it. We'll call it right there.
Did we level? I feel like we did.
No, man.
That was like really deep.
We're getting there.
That
A
salt,
lot of talking combat.
all that salt water in that barrel, that tasted like a level.
Tastes like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tastes
surprise.
like a
We
little.
got a list going. Tony Pies. It's translated.
Yeah.
2 do's and not.
We're getting there, dude. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're
Some
getting
people
there.
have
A
like
to-do list. Elion just has that not to-do list.
Yeah. This one's gonna, like I told Brett, the story's about to get fucking spicy. So y'all be ready for the next session. It's gonna get rad.
I'm just saying, Thand can now taste his tabard of helm and his longsword. So that's gonna be
soon, my friend.
Yeah. It's getting
and
spicy,
actual
man.
armor.
That's all I'm gonna tell you guys. Just be ready.
A little crazy.
Gonna pop some lids off this mofo. It's gonna be great.
Uh-huh.
That is all I've got. I gotta go. Gotta go get
Have
some
fun,
sleep.
man.
I enjoy my dude. Thank
Get some
you.
sleep, my
Show.
boys.